Hi everybody, it's Diane here with 61 index cards with art upon them, known as ICAD. So it's the annual flip through. This is 2025, in case you didn't read that in the title. So this is going to take a little bit of time. I might have to take a break in here. I do just write a little number in the year on the backs of these. So there's the first one. There is a video for these first two. I made a few videos of ICADing. I did go back and add a black border around in case anybody, and I know nobody's saying, when you made that, it didn't have a black border. It does now, and it looks better. It's mostly magazine with some paint. It's not great, but to start, it's fine. This one isn't great either. It's kind of cute. It's a very old magazine image on the right. All the rest is scrap of paper, a little washi tape, and some marker dots. It's cute. This was a video too. That's Buster Keaton and his family in front of obviously his studio. If you want to actually watch this video, I just come across it's negative, hole punches, and so I kind of worked around that. A lot of these do have sewing, which I think, as much of an extra step as that is, it does add quite a bit to your work. It's a young Mary Pickford. There's some ribbon here sewn down. Scrapbook. This floral is fabric. I didn't have anything up here, and a viewer had said maybe I should add some color or a phrase or something. So I went back and looked at it, and yeah, I mean, it's okay without. It is, too, because you're kind of looking, it's kind of a triangle effect here. But there was space, so why not? And that was long, long ago. This was just magazine stuff. It's washi tape on the sides. This is one image back here. This is added. Window number. This scroll thing is all I added. I don't know. I just found Casablanca in a magazine and I just thought it was kind of cool. I added this window up here. This is a photo my husband shot recently, within a year or so. I just thought it was really cool, so I just worked around that. It's catalog flowers, a little, snippet I had just shoved aside there with the holes, little paint. I had found that prior to this, the phrase, and obviously it worked well. These two were on a video. It's Rudolph Valentino. That's all scrapbook, except for the rings, the phrase magazine. Douglas Fairbanks Sr. The Bird is a magazine. Robin Hood was actually out of an old book I had. And the rest is scrapbook. Little sewing. This one, this is just a scrapbook paper image I've had for a long time. Never did anything with it. I thought it was really cute. So I just added, it's all scrapbook. And a marker border there. Well, it's a pen. Little sewing. Did you get it? The hearts are coming out of the chimneys. Did you get that? Pressy Diane, real cute. This one's kind of simple. This was the same thing as that. I had this bear image for a long time. It's scrapbook paper. Never did anything with it. The reverse, which there was some negative, space around it, had these flowers and the leaves. That's a Tim Holtz phrase. That's kind of cute, though. This was a video. It's an old book image, a washi sticker sewing, added paint, a scrapbook paper bird. This was that same video. I added some stars with stitching. These two stripes are washi, actual stamps. This is a copy, I think, back here. Someone had also said on this one, maybe you could add, you could, I don't have anything handy to throw on there to show you. I did go back and look at this one too. Well, that's kind of big. Something could go there, but then again, part of me said, well, you know, your image area is more here, so I left it alone. But you could. So when you do the exact same card, think about that. So it's kind of simple, but I like it. There's 3 different magazine images here. Another magazine. I added the lines, and then that's another Tim Holtz phrase there. It's kind of cool. These next 2 are a video. It's Charlie Chaplin. This June was the 100th anniversary of the Gold Rush's release, so we went with that. I added the pine on this side with paint and some paint down here. It's kind of fun. And if you've never seen him do the roll dance, go watch it. That's Mabel Normand and Charlie Chaplin from an old 1914 movie. It's scrapbook paper, the flowers, the border. The rest was magazine. Well, you know, this is part of this image. But since it'd be really hard to cut that out, so I painted around it. And then that's rubber stamping with their names there. Well, this is Reality Got Away from Diane. It was just kind of a throw together this seed packet image I had printed for something and then wound up not using it. So I mainly went with the colors is what I was doing. Well, the rest is scrapbook paper. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to just cut the door out of the house? So I did that. But then you could see part of the seed packet under that. I didn't like that at all. So that's part of a cat face in there. It's also scrapbook paper. And the flip-flops I just added because of the colors. So nothing has anything to do with anything, although I thought rooster, you know, weather vane on a house or a barn. It's just for fun. This is all magazine, even the phrase. The bird is a book image, sorry. The rest is all magazine. Same with this. I made these together, as maybe you could guess. It was kind of, I didn't do this intentionally, but I have opening title to be continued, and then this one says go find out, so you're not finding out what's continued. I thought that was kind of funny. But it's kind of interesting. Now, that's really simple, you know, just one image. But I like that too. This is a tissue paper image there, the bird. The rest, there's some paint and stamping. This is sewing. The squares here is scrapbook paper. And I had Beauty Lies in the, you can fill in. And then I made this one at the same time. These 2 are the tissue images. I'm not sure what that paper is. Oh, it's an old index card, neon index card. This is scrapbook. That's the magazine image. Sewing. It's kind of simple, but I like that too. This was sort of scrapbook paper I wanted to use up. Part of a house. These flowers. I wrote hello and the rabbit. I added another flower over so it would kind of carry over. Scrapbook. Some rubber stamping, faux stitching with a pen. We did this on camera. That's Theta Bara. It's kind of fun. You know, that's the whole main image. Everything else I added out of a magazine. These next 2 are video too. This was just sort of use it up stuff. I cut these flowers for, I think, part of that video and didn't use them. These carpet samples out of an old catalog. This was just an image out of an old magazine and then catalog 2. The flowers are a seed catalog. Some spattering on that. What number are we up to here? 25. This was image out of a magazine. I split it just to be interesting. I didn't originally, but when you can't see any of the text behind, It's more interesting that way. Stripes are washi tape. That's paint, sewing. It's cool. This is mostly magazine. This is an actual negative sewing paint. Yeah, I made these together. And I think, yeah, I did. I squished them together. So you could tell the paint is the same. Interesting. I like the colors on that. This one's a little weird. I like this bird image. I don't remember what that was. It might have been a pillow in a magazine. Yeah, it's all magazine. This is construction paper, and they're just sewn down. They're not actually glued. I don't know. I think that's fun. It's different. This is an old photo I had. It's not family, but an old photo I have I copied, and I added the blue sky. It's washi tape and then magazine. Can you see? Isn't that kind of cool? They're up on top of that hay wagon. These two are video. It's just all magazine, different. Yeah, there's no sewing, there's no paint. All magazine on that. This is all magazine too. No sewing, no paint. That may be our most surreal one, huh? This is all magazine. No sewing, no paint. That's nice. These are lights. This is all magazine, and the gold is paint, and with some black spattering. That's interesting. This was all scrapbook with some dyed cheesecloth and an old slide, part of an old slide mount. Just trying to use up some stuff. There's colored ink around the edge. This is kind of cool. Yeah, now this one's different. We have paint, we have magazine, we have, I think it's a copy of an old postmark. We have scrapbook paper and an old negative. But can you tell this, is kind of a modern art floral piece, and I added flowers and then drew stems to connect it. And we have old book page back there too. Yeah, this is a potpourri. Anybody? It's another Theta Bara, very pretty. I think it's all scrapbook on there. Yeah, it is. The black spatters are paint. Oh, I had 19 on there, on the scrapbook. So I added it. This photo was from 1919. Okay, these next four were a video. I was just trying to be different and use one magazine. So they're all out of one magazine. There's some sewing. This is a scrapbook paper bird I added. There's paint on the edges here, but that's all one magazine. This has sewing. And then another Buster. It's him there sewing. That's kind of a takeoff on one of his films. Go watch my video and you'll understand. Okay, let's do one more and then I have to take a break. This is an old collage sheet image I have had for like 15 years or something. But it's kind of large, so I never really did anything with it. Well, no, I never did anything with it. So we used it here. I put the dog in. It's out of a magazine. The license plates are scrapbook, out of a catalog or the car stamps, and then some sewing. It's kind of cool. Okay, I gotta take a break. Come right back. Okay, shall we resume? This one, as you can imagine, the phrase dictated the design. That's sort of not my style, but it looks modern. I added the window, some spattering. It's kind of cool. This white with the lines is scrapbook paper. Everything else is magazine. There's another one. I stitched stars down, and I was using, the phrase to kind of dictate the design. That's all magazine except the stars are punched cardstock. Pretty. We did this on camera. The scrapbook paper image that I painted behind. Scrapbook, pattern tissue behind. The blue is cheesecloth, some stitching. This one was on camera too. It was with these. Yeah, I cut the edges. I like that. I think it's interesting. This is a one staple collage, although I added the bird and the phrase, so technically I guess it's not. It's stitching around, it's the black. This was magazine images mostly. Flowers or scrapbook paper, a little cheesecloth, some stitching. This main image here is magazine, a little mini cross stitch piece I did. These flowers were off another seed packet envelope I had printed but didn't use. And some rubber stamping in the background there, stitching all the way around. It's pretty. This we did on camera. So paper in the back with spattering, sheet music. The square is scrapbook paper, book page, magazine. I don't remember if this is an actual, I think this is an actual postmark, not a copy. This is kind of different. This was the Dina Wakley paper in the background. This stuff, although I added yellow paint, another mini cross stitch, Tim Holtz wallpaper, and then just some scraps I had, stitching, pink ink around the edges. That's cool. I do like that. Here's Mary Pickford as more of an adult. That's more Tim Holtz wallpaper back there with elements cut out of it. Some ribbon and lace stitched on the bottom, inking around the edges. Pretty. This is all magazine with stitching and some actual cross stitch. You know, that's actual embroidery floss. I don't know if you could tell. That was kind of fun. I did pre-punch holes. I didn't measure them though. I eyeballed it. Since this is, you know, a detail of a cross stitch, that's why I did that. We did this on camera. It's scrapbook, tissue, paper images, water or paint, craft paint on the bottom. It's nice. This is catalog images here. The hummingbird is a magazine image, painted background, stitching. The Dorothy image here is an old fabric catalog. That's actually fabric. So I went with that. This is a copy of a stamp, scrapbook paper, scarecrow, magazine, washi tape. It was kind of fun to kind of scramble and see what I had that could be representative of the Wizard of Oz. A typical sewing one, pattern tissue in the back, pattern images here, scrapbook. That's one of those fabric stamps I made a month or two back. That's pretty, that's neat. Mostly magazine. This stamp is out of a book about stamps. There's some magazine paper back there, but then there's paint too. It's kind of cool. Stitching, stamping, the stars. This is kind of different. This was just sort of I need to make an ICAD today. This is all magazine except that the borders are washi tape. That's different. I do like that, considering I'm not a real green person. This is an old calendar image, and it was a deer mouse. It was identified. And then in trying to find stuff to go with it, I have scrapbook paper that has tracks on it, and it actually had deer mouse on it, except it had been damaged. this part was kind of missing, so I just tore it to make it look a little more intentional. And scrapbook, washi tape, some stitching. It's cute. This one's kind of different with the colors. I do like them. That's the old book page, a tissue image, a scrapbook paper image, scrapbook. This is washi tape back there. And then some dyed cheesecloth and some spattering. That's nice. Very nice. This one's kind of different. The images are from one of those paper books I have. I was just flipping through it and I like the cat, so I cut that out. And then I found these background papers in there to go with it. And then it did have an alphabet in it, and I thought, oh, catnip, right? So the flowers are scrapbook paper. I did the border with a pen. There's a little bit of dyed notebook paper in the back. It's cute. It's fun. Diane, who did that? You couldn't have done that. Yeah, I did. It was the same book. I was flipping through again, and these elements were a postcard you were supposed to send. So I cut them out. The hot pink flower is a punch. I dotted in and put lines in. The black around is paint. It's fun. Very bright. And then lastly, we end on a fun note. It's Laurel and Hardy from their movie Sons of the Desert. It has to do with Chicago, so there's a map back there. There were a few pineapples in it, too. A ukulele. And then to kind of fill in with these flowers, it's supposed to kind of look like a lei, Hawaiian lei. Okay. Another year of 61 cards. It is kind of funny. You can see, if you were to see the very first year, they had no sewing. I followed a lot of the prompts. This is very different. So I hope if you did ICAD, you got something out of it. I will say, when it's all done and you do have 61 cards, it's quite a nice feeling of accomplishment. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for watching any ICAD videos. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a nice day out there.